This video will focus on certain mistakes that I observe happen when some students calculate the unit vector. And I don't think this kind of mistake should ever happen if you understand what's going on and what you are calculating. Right? Bismillah. So this is a direct continuation from the previous video where we focus on certain type of mistakes that happen when someone calculating from a magnitude into a Cartesian vector form. And why is it a direct continuation? It is because unit vector is also a type of vector, right? So the same concept straightway applies here. So if you wish to watch that one first, please watch that one first before coming back here. Otherwise, I simply assume what is have been mentioned there, you already understood, right? So when you calculate for unit vector, right? So for example, in a calculation, you need to find a vector form of a force, and it can be either by using certain angles, etc. But in certain cases, you actually have to calculate unit vector first, and maybe you have the coordinate, and then you can find r and so on until you calculate the unit vector, right? So the thing is, when you have the unit vector, so for example, if you have u for example from point A to point B, right? Let's say equal to something I plus something j plus something k, right? So maybe you have calculated something until this point and then you have the answer. Okay, this is my unit vector. Before you proceed on, there's two ways to check whether there's a mistake there, especially the obvious mistake, right? Number one is if any of this value is bigger than 1. If any of this value is bigger than 1. For example, you say UAB equal to 1 point something I plus 1 point something j plus 0 point something k, right? If you have anything that is above 1, for sure you should know that it is wrong. Why? Please think why. Because if you do not even know why is that wrong, maybe you need to revise something, right? There's two ways to answer that. One is, in the previous video we have said about what does it mean to be a component of a vector, right? So, and also combine that with the understanding that unit vector, the magnitude of unit vector, right? The magnitude of unit vector, any unit vector, the magnitude should always be 1. That's the definition of unit vector. It's a vector along a certain line, a certain direction, with a magnitude of 1. So if you understand this, if you want to calculate the magnitude, you will do square root of this number square plus this number square plus this number square, right? If any of this is bigger than 1, for sure you cannot get 1. You'll get above 1. You can try. If you do not trust me, maybe it's still possible. No, you can try. Right? So that's why you always have 0 point something, 0 point something, 0 point something, or even 0, right? Depending on the direction. But you will never get 1 point something. Right? So that's number one. So when I see someone state unit vector is 1 point something or 2 point something or even more, and then you continue proceed calculating, it gives an idea to the examiner that, okay, the student do not even know what they are calculating. They're just blindly calculating something without even reflecting on what's going on. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if you see 0 point something, 0 point something, 0 point something, you can also double check whether that is correct, because by calculating this one, okay, simply it takes like 10 to 15 seconds maximum to just go to your calculator, square root of this square plus this square plus this square equal to, it must be 1. If it's not 1, for sure some mistake have happened, because by definition the magnitude of this should be 1, right? Of course, some students, because they round off too much, it will when they do this, sometimes it becomes 0.999 something, right? Or 1.001 something close to 1. But that kind of error deviate from absolute 1 means that normally it's because you round off too much, right? For example, you just only take 2 significant figure or 3 significant figure. Sometimes that introduce error, right? So this is about unit vector. So I hope you understand unit vector, the magnitude is 1. So anything more than 1 happen here, for sure something is wrong. If you calculate the magnitude, which is just 15-second maximum in the exam, just to check and double check, you can check, okay, inshallah it's correct because it's equal to 1, then proceed. You do not waste too much time there, it's just 15 seconds, but you will avoid obvious mistake that have happened in many quizzes, unfortunately. Right, so this video is, hopefully after this no one will make such a mistake anymore. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this is beneficial. See you next time.